Hello, sprites. Can you go? Not yet. Not right now. um, hello, 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 hello. How are we today? I'm so happy everybody's here. How are we doing? Today we're doing something a little bit different. Today we're doing something a little different by all of the fun stuff that is said. Um, with that, I think we could get started. I was sleeping till 3 p.m. Oh man, buddy, pack it up. Give me like just 2 seconds before I do everything I need to do. I was a little nervous. We did it. We did a little. Huh? Pretty please. Um, we were a little late doing our setup, but I like to start at 11. So, or 11 for me. Um, hey, stop that. Sorry, I didn't mean to hit you too hard. Sorry, Bernard is under the desk right now. Ooh, maybe shouldn't have said that. He's fixing something underneath my desk right now.
Unless she beat me up for it.
If we can move this over just a smidgen. Just for the angle today. All right. Sus? No. Not sus, because I didn't mean it like that. So today, hello. Look at that lighting. I got earth lighting right here. We're doing a. There he is. There's the guy. There's the big guy. He's a twink, he says, because he's wearing my crop top sweater. Good for him. Today I am teaching you guys. I'm so excited. So one thing that I've always loved about myself is not keep the ball rolling. One thing I've always loved about myself is my love for art. I've always loved art. I've loved it since I was 3 years old. I'm now 19. I've been doing art for 16 years. It's been a long time. So today I'm going to be teaching you guys some stuff that I learned in high school. I even have my old high school sketchbook right here. Isn't that cute? All from Art 1. So like everything you're learning here today, you'll be learning if you ever did take like high school Art 1 is what you would learn here. Isn't that lovely? Very considerate of the beginners. I'm kidding. I just have to set up the second camera, so give me a minute. Just enjoy the music. And that's my password, so that's wrong. Can I have any? Thank you. So what's everybody been up to today? Like, it's been a good day, I think.
Well, I was bundled up with my joy.
So we woke up an hour ago. We wake up at 10. I stream at 11, so I have like an hour to do everything that I need. Probably not the best practice. Actually, I wake up at 9. I wake up at 9. He wakes up at 10:30 when I make him. I love him though. He's like he's this silly little guy, but he barricades me. He won't let me move. It's a whole thing, but I love him. I just like getting up too. No, I don't. I actually don't like getting up. Why am I lying? But it's like I have to get up so I can get like ready. Woman, thou shalt not get up. Yeah, pretty much. It is hot as balls in here. Like I said, let me set up my stuff. Wait, hello. Oh, the Twitch. I hope Spider comes in today. This stream was inspired by him. Inspired by Spider.
There we go.
Yeah, I got there eventually. Yeah. Oh. How do I deafen? Give me a second. I'm doing this the bad way because I don't know any other way to do this, so bear with me, y'all. Where? Okay. Now he's going to flip that. Oh, no. He turned it back on, of course. Big. We will figure out if that looks, oh, that does look really good. Okay. Wonderful. Okay, it looks good on my side so far. Inspired. You don't say. I'm dying right now. Wait, what are we talking about? Oh, wait, I wasn't looking at chat. I don't know when that came up. Oh, the heat. Oh, yeah. Yeah, it's hot. It's hot as balls.
It's 7:40.
74? Just point that fan at me, like. Alright. Here it is, except it's like all big than Discord, so just give me just
You feel it?
a big fat second. You guys can see my hand and that makes me nervous. Okay, let's see how that looks. Look how wonderful. So this is what it's gonna look like. This, it's gonna be a little glitchy because I already know. It's gonna be like a little funny looking. But this is, yeah, we're gonna talk. We're gonna chit chat. Ooh, that air feels good. He put on the air. That's amazing. Okay. I'm also gonna turn down the music on my end because it's a little loud and I can't hear anything. I can't hear myself think. You know that feeling? You're gonna see my hand here and it's like gross. So, what I have here, if I like bring it down, oh my goodness. If I could just, can I make this taller? You can see him. Oh, this is his phone. He let me borrow his phone for this. He loves me that much. I got 2 minutes to reach objective. OPR, or I die in the game. Ooh. Reach that objective, buddy. So,
What?
huh?
What?
He's playing a game at. Oh, okay. So what I have here is regular schmegular printer paper, like regular schmegular printer paper. Printer paper. Shut up. Get the fuck away. What happened to the sweater?
I got to that.
Yeah. This is printer paper. Beneath it is my sketchbook. To make the printer paper not ugly when I draw on it. What else is there? I'm not good at this. I'm moving.
What kind of thing are you teaching them?
I'm teaching them the basics of art. Today. This is our first class. This will happen again. Disclaimer, this is happening again. I love this. Unless if I absolutely hate it by the end of the stream, and then it's never happening again. Or maybe like one more time and then it's over. But this is regular printer paper. To go with the printer paper, I need to bring all of this stuff up. Give me just a second. Huh? I know. Alright. So this is the printer paper I'm using. I got it from Dollar Tree, I'm pretty sure. I might have gotten it from Walmart. It was like $2 for like this entire thing. I got it for college, never used it. I didn't print shit. So this is what we're using today. Because a lot of people don't have the means to buy a $15 sketchbook. This one behind it is $15. And we're trying to do things a little budget friendly. You can also use lined paper. There's nothing against lined paper. But I'm personally going to use blank paper. Because the lines kind of piss me off. So everybody likes something a little different. To go with that, I have a regular wooden pencil. I have 5 of these because I hate sharpening pencils. So I thought if I just had a bunch of 5 sharpened pencils, I should be fine. Relatively. Because some people can't afford to get the fun, cool, fancy pencils. And that's okay. I have some mechanical pencils. These are not good for art most of the time. A lot of people draw with them. But shading and stuff like that, not your friend. But I do have it for an example anyways. Ooh. I also have a Pilot G207 pen. I love these things. I'm not sponsored, by the way. I just really like these pens. They're very smooth. So I have a pen as well. Because eventually we'll look into like line art after a sketch. And some people can't afford the fun, cool pens. Hashtag non-spawn. This is a cool pen. This is one of your like your stereotypical line art pens. This is the one that a lot of people get. This is like $12 at Michael's. Not one. There's like a pack of them, like of 6. I don't know. I just kind of get them. My mom got them for me like forever ago, and I just had them ever since. Eventually today I will show you guys what these do. This is a blender. Obviously it blends, but I'm going to try and teach you guys stuff that you don't have to use this for, but if you want to, you can, because sometimes this just makes it look funky. What else do I have? I have some other pens to use. They're smaller, much smaller. They're actually, no, they're like the same size, roughly, if you look at it against the box. It's like the same size pen. These are my very fun special pencils. These are that sounds really bad out of context. These ones are made specifically for shading. I use these to make one of my favorite pieces, personally. Back in high school, I could always just use them again. Knew it. Wait, what? Knew what? Oh, yeah, this is a very stereotypical pen. I think you can buy this at Walmart. You can buy this at Michael's for like $8. Don't quote me on that. Actually, I might have the price tag on here somewhere. I don't, but it's okay. But this one, it comes with a regular eraser. I lost that, and it also comes with a pencil sharpener. I also lost that. I have a lot of art supplies, y'all. See, that's what they look like. I've been using the fuck out of these. I'll explain to you what happens with different pencils as well. We'll get into it today, I promise. I also have a bunch of colored pencils. I have regular Crayola for the people that have regular Crayola. I have also, I'll get to that. Jesus. I have medium grade, which is what I call these, because I've never seen these before, but they're pretty good colored pencils. I'm not gonna say nothing against them. I have Prismacolor in two types. These are colors. These are like skin tones and like natural colors for like realistic pieces. If you buy these, do understand these are very expensive. They're like, for these were like for 24 pencils. I'm pretty sure I got these for like $50 each. So be careful with your money. Art doesn't have to be expensive. I just wanted the expensive things. I wanted to know the hype, and the hype is there. Now Bernard has let me borrow these countless times before. These are his pencils. The Arteza. I'm assuming that's what that means. Artisan. Something like that. These were like $100, $120, I think. I don't know, like $1 pencil. These are expensive too. Again, another like grade A colored pencil. And eventually we will get into I have a regular pack of Crayola for the people that just have crayons. And I have color pastels. I have two. They're not in the correct colors. We dropped them before we got here. If you see how easy it is to take off the lid, they drop a lot, so they're never in order. But I think that is all of my supplies here today. If you wanted to follow along, if you sleep during my class, you can go ahead and get the fuck out. Oh, hell out. I'm just kidding, by the way. If you snores lonely, are we serious? So what I was gonna say is, if you would like to follow along, grab yourself a piece of paper, some pencils, whatever you want. Follow along as long as you want to, or just watch and learn and reference this back later. Yeah. This is just a pencil pouch full of stuff. Alright, what I'm grabbing right now is my high school sketchbook. I wanted it to have like a puppet show kind of thing where everything is like layered and stuff. That's what the goal was, and the back is like buns, so we don't talk about that. I made this in high school. I might honestly send this one to my friend. Aw. I might not be the best teacher. Please don't come for me. Also, everybody learns differently. Every school teaches differently. Every teacher teaches differently. So if this isn't something that works for you or something that you like, that is okay. No hard feelings. I just taught my little siblings, so this is how I'm gonna teach you guys. So here's my sketchbook. Again, high school sketchbook. It wasn't that many years ago, obviously. I'm only so old. I made it myself, or me and my high school teacher would make it out of cardboard. If you guys ever want a tutorial, I can make one of these quite literally not today, but like another day. I could teach you guys how to make your own sketchbook. It's really fun, really cool. And then it's like buildable. You can only do so many pieces of paper in it though, so that kind of sucks. In here, I did not give a fuck about the sketchbook. I'm gonna be real with y'all. Sorry, Miss Clark. That's my art teacher. Hey, girl. I did not give a fuck about what was in this. I half-assed this entire thing. Haha. Hi, Spider. Hello, the man of the hour. So that's the thing. I really didn't care. So a lot of this stuff in here is gonna be really buns, and that's not because I was bad at art before. It was because I just didn't want to do the work. That was before I really started caring again about art, because before it was the whole thing. So this little book here is what we're gonna look at in a minute, but I will give you a small, actually no, I'll talk about it right now, and then I'll give you like a small tour through my sketchbook, because the sketchbook tour is always fun, isn't it? All right, this is my Principles of Design book. Okay, I will explain everything inside. So the principles of design are well, the principles of design, obviously. They're like the fundamentals of art. And then there's going to be principles. I probably spelled it wrong. I can't even lie to you. I'm illiterate. The fuck you mean, man of the hour? This entire stream was inspired by you, friend. So it's written principles. Shut up. Principles. Okay. This is the principles of design. All right. Balance, a distribution of visual weight on either side of the vertical axis. Symmetrical balance uses the same characteristics. Asymmetrical uses different but equally weighted features. So this is, I decided instead of like a half, I did like a diagonal. So if you tilt it, there's like equal weight of this drawing. It's not, because they're not the exact same, but they're like supposed to be, and it's supposed to like feel like there's like enough on this page. Like it's on a scale. It's here, not here or here. You know what I mean? And then if it was asymmetrical, it would be like, this would be like positioned upward, and this would be positioned downward. It would still, actually that technically would still be, that wouldn't be fully symmetrical. They're balanced together. Yeah. We had to pick like a picture or like a symbol, and that's what we used throughout the whole thing. I chose music notes for some awful reason. Do you know how hard it was to draw all these like perfectly? Contrast, the arrangement of opposite. Why did I spell opposite like that, y'all? Wait, hold on. Can we get a read on this? OPPISITE. Are we serious? I'm pretty sure that's not how you spell opposite. How do you spell opposite? Isn't it? Is that? So I got a haircut. Oh, congrats. I hope it looks nice. Anyways, the arrangement of opposite elements, light versus dark, rough versus smooth, small versus large, and etc., in a composition so as to create visual interest. So blue and orange are opposites on a color wheel. So when you put them together, I'm suing. Why are you suing? When you put them together, they make each other pop. Yeah. And when you put like rough and smooth next to each other, it kind of like fucks with your eyes in a way that's like visually entertaining, is what it's trying to get at. When you put like a really tall building next to a little itty bitty painting, it's contrasting itself, but it makes you look at both of them equally. It's harmonizing in its own weird little way. Like your painting, yes. For context, last night on the phone, Nin showed us a painting in his background. It was bright blue and bright orange. I pointed out contrast immediately. Emphasis, used to make a certain part of an artwork stand out. To stand out, it creates the center of an interest or focal point. It is the place in which an artist draws the eye to first. So when you look at this painting or picture, I used a bunch of warm colors in the background to really emphasize that the music note here was a cool color. You could also do little things like, oh, a bunch of squares in the background and make a big circle, right? One circle in a room full of squares. What are you looking at first? Probably the circle. Or you're probably just wondering why there's a big room with a bunch of squares and only one circle. That too. Movement. Now, this one was hard for me. I hated this one. I did not like drawing this one. How the eye moves through the composition, leading the attention of the viewer from one aspect of the work to another, can create the illusion of action. So basically, when you look at a comic and you see somebody like waving their hand and they have like 3 frames in one picture of like one hand and they're like kind of blurred out and there's like 2 little lines. That's movement. It's to show that they're waving their hand. Because like when you see it, it kind of blurs. So that's kind of cool. That's basically what it's saying. Just drawing movement. I mean, that one was pretty self-explanatory. I just didn't know what to do with music notes. Next up is pattern, the repetition of a specific usual element, such as a unit of shape or form, a method used to organize surfaces in a consistent, regular manner. So what I did is I did big, small, big, small. Everybody knows what a pattern is. So Bernard is home. Bernard is home. He will be home for another few hours. A pattern, for example, I'm wearing a striped shirt. It's just stripes all the way around. Congrats. You know what a pattern is. Everybody knows what pattern is, I fear. I think it's time to call. It is not time to call. I'm on stream right now. And I also stole his phone, so you can't call him either. That's his phone right here. That I'm tapping and making the screen move funny. Yeah. Rhythm, regular repetition of or alternation. Can't read. And elements to create cohesiveness and interest. So like a repetition of things, but there's like a little bit of difference because it's still like one thing, but they kind of like, you know, does that make sense? They're kind of groovy with it. I don't know how to explain that one. No, I'm not qualified to teach you guys, by the way. I'm just doing it. And unity. Visually pleasing agreement among the elements in a design. It is the feeling that everything in the work of art works together and looks like it fits. So, music notes on a treble clef. On like waves of something. It looks very unified, I'm pretty sure. Well, guess he won't be blessed with my heavenly voice. Heavenly is a stretch. I'm kidding, by the way. But anyways, so it's just a picture that looks like it's meant to be there. It just everything fits so perfectly into place that to the eyes it's just like, ah, wow. It's rough, German. And that's it. That was the principles of design. Today we'll be using the principles of design. I'm very excited. You always use the principles of design in your art. That is a no-go. You can't change that. It just happens. You can't fix that. So there is that. Now for the long dreaded fucking sketchbook tutorial. Not tutorial. Tour. So this was my front page. This is where we did all like our like little bell ringer things where every day we'd come in and answer a question. I made it a mission to do them all on one page. And I succeeded, so I don't care. Oh, here's my little walk-in taco. Again, yeah. The first thing we did was line notes. We just had to draw a bunch of funny little lines and we had to write out all the notes. Yeah, lines are fun. Wako taco. For this one, we had to do contour line drawings. A contour line drawing is where you stare at something and you draw it. Congrats. And then there's a blind contour drawing where you only stare at that thing and you draw that thing. For my contour drawing, I drew my teacher's lamp and I drew my hand. Oh, I think this was my blind contour drawing. I was only looking at my hand the entire time for this. Isn't that so cool? My artist friend might be joining soon. Aw, y'all just hating to hate. We are. So isn't that fun? Oh no, excuse me. I'm a sad liar. This is not a blind contour drawing. This is. There she is. Look at her. That's my hand when I was looking away. I was like, man, I'm so cool. I completely misremembered. I've given myself an ego and I apologize. This was for shape. These are my shape notes. All of this. These are shape notes. And then I had to draw shoes for homework. This was to practice something. to make sure that I knew what I was going to do. If you guys want homework, I could teach you guys how to do it. It's really fun. This was organic and non-organic shapes. Notes. Again, shape notes. Because organic shapes are things that just pop out. Trees, for example, are completely organic. Because there's no, like, symmetry to them. While trapezoids, triangles, man-made shapes are non-organic. These are, I have no idea. Are these my, oh, style notes. These are, no way that's style notes. Oh, style for shape. Okay, yeah, these are like for also shape. Yeah, these are for shape as well. Y'all, I don't remember anything. This was for another project. This was to practice that as well. This was the leaf project. I hated the leaf project. The leaf project was where we had to go outside, pick up a leaf, and try to draw the leaf. I drew a way better leaf the second time. This was a bun-ass leaf. I hate this leaf. This is something that I'm going to be teaching on today. Fuck leaves. My homies ate leaves. Oh my goodness. This is something I'll be teaching on today. The concept of light and shading. So that's what this is for.
We're gonna start with shapes.
Shading. I'm probably going to start with line and then like move on and see how far we get in 3 hours. That's what we're going to do. This was my pencil page. I called it a pencil page. What I did is I would go in with a mechanical pencil because that's what I use. Sorry, Miss Clark. And I would go in and I would like soften my pencil so that it had like that really pretty edge that everybody likes for some reason. I don't like it anymore. It looks like butter, but in a bad way. Some more lighting and shading. Some more lighting and shading. I'm pretty sure this was for color. Can't lie to you. Don't know. I'm pretty sure that was for color. This is more shading. More shading. And I think that's almost it. This was for texture. Obviously, I don't know if you could tell. Texture. Hated this one.
Oh. Who was that for texture? Oh my. Rufus, what happened?
It's Gigi.
From a Dandy's World?
Yes.
Really?
Yes.
I thought that was a dog.
It's a dog? Are we serious? Yeah, okay, so I'd like to have fun in my thing, okay? Whatever.
You're not having fun.
Oh.
What?
Here's my splatter paint. I'm pretty sure this was also for here's some more texture stuff. Congrats. I did not draw these by hand. There were like little things that we had to put underneath the page and just shade over. That's basically all that would happen. We had to draw a scene and then put somebody inside of it from a magazine. I drew Peppa Pig's house. And I put some weird ass little kid. He didn't like the universe, I guess. I don't know. Look, there's Peppa Pig in there. That's her house. This is her house. Isn't this so homey?
Homer.
Homey.
Yeah, Homer.
Look.
Homie. Oh. Like he's very nice.
Okay, this one was for negative space. Space and negative space. Which again, we can always like look at later. This was for a project. This might have been color. This was something. Lord have mercy, I can't remember. Oh. We had to draw people's paintings, basically, is what we had to do. This was perspective. This was something I did. This was a sketch out for something I had to do in class. That was just drawing. More perspective, second point. 2-point perspective is what this is. It's really cool how you can do 2-point perspective without like anything other than a ruler. That was for a project. And I'm pretty sure that's it. Never mind. Nope. Oh no, here's color. Here's color. I've been off this entire time. I don't remember half the shit we learned. I'm gonna be real. I don't have half the projects anymore either. This was color. This was a really fun project because I don't know why there's a baby right there, but there is a baby thing right there. And I know for color, we got to make a wheel of color with wafers and frosting. So that was fun. More color note. Yeah, these are my color notes. It was really bad. I really gave up doing notes at this point. This was for my final project. I was like putting out a bunch of stuff to see which one I liked the most. I actually have a picture of my final project. I will post that in the Discord later. And then the rest is nothing. That was the last unit. Color was the last unit. That was my sketchbook in high school. Congrats. You guys got to see a little bit into my mind. So there's that. We can finally get into something now. Today, what do I start with? What do you guys want to see? What interested you? What interested you the most? That's the bigger question. Angles? Angles? I did not at once show you angles. Or are you talking about like perspective? Spooky. Okay. Perspective and color. I see color. Okay. Astro shush. So the thing is, I can't show you perspective without a ruler. I did not bring a ruler today. That's what really sucks. Sorry. So I think maybe I'll show you like the basics of shading. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I can't help that I was unprepared. I actually probably could have helped that a lot. So what we'll do is we'll take a lovely pencil, pull out your paper, pull out your pencil, and tisk, bad teacher. I'm not legally a teacher. You're not paying. I'm taking you to the school board. Who's that, Twitch? Incoming ad break in about 1 minute and 56 seconds. Just thought I'd let y'all know that. Congrats. I'm pretty sure I have that up for everybody to see, so there's also that. Alright. So what you'll do is I'm going to show you like a very basic shading technique on a circle. So what you'll do is you'll draw a circle. It doesn't have to be a perfect circle, just a circle nonetheless. Because is that even gonna pick up? Oh, it will. That's nice. I'll darken the line. I'm only doing chicken scratch because I want to. I actually don't need to explain myself to you guys, and I'm the bad bitch in charge here. There you go. There's a circle! Pretty good circle. Pretty good circle. I'm not even gonna lie. Guys, got about 50 seconds. I'm kind of nervous. Okay, let me take this back. I'll make sure that I do this right. Because circles are a little more advanced than other things. So, because there's like a lot to go into the shading here. Now, I'm going to be doing this all with like a regular pencil. If you want to bring out your big boys, you can. I'll show you how to do that next. But for now, regular pencil. Regular pencil. It's actually a Pen and Gear number 2 HB. Congrats. You guys are going to get ads in like 3 seconds. Let me stop. Damn, and I thought I was smarter than a 3rd grader. Wow. I don't know if you guys are getting ads right now. You might not be. I don't know. I can't tell. It's just telling me that it ends in 20 seconds, so I'm gonna sit here for 20 seconds. Because it's not you. Never mind. Well, Spider is a subber, so that makes sense. So how's your day been, guys? Are we done? Tell me when the ads are over. My class is important to all. Nobody gets left behind. Okay, so obviously what you're going to find out with shading is that the harder you press with your pencil, the darker the color will be. Up here, I'm going to show you a nice little evolute of pressure. There. Do you see that? The harder I press with my pencil, obviously the darker the color is going to be. The lighter I do it, the lighter the color will be. That is obvious. It's very known. Big thing. These are special pencils. These all come in different types of softness of granite. Granite? What is it? Graphite. Graphite, not granite. This right here is a 2H. Little focus. Can you focus? Can we focus? Is a 2H pencil. And this here, this very small one is a 6B pencil. If you notice on every pencil that you've ever owned, they're all labeled as HB. That is the middleman. These are middle of the board. This one right here is also an HB pencil. It's technically the middle of the board. It just depends on which one you get. This specific kit comes with 2H, HB, B, 2B, 4B, and 6B. The further into B you go, the softer the pencil gets, and why that's important, we'll get to. The harder the H you go into, the harder the pencil gets. This is a 2H pencil. I'm going to show you the hardest pressure I can with this pencil. That is the hardest I can go. That is how dark it gets. This is the lightest. Barely see it. Right? Right. Again, really light right there. It looks like there's nothing there. This is your lightest pencil. Because it's so hard, the graphite won't come off onto the paper unless if you press down really fucking hard. But that's not what we want to do with this pencil. Okay? Your HB is right there. I'm not going to redo your HB. Let me make sure I got... These are not in order. B, where's 2B? 2B is your lightest, darkest pencil. It's like right underneath HB. This is it in its hardest form. It's coming out a little darker than HB over here, as you can see. And this is it in its lightest form. Still pretty light, but not... It's still darker than HB's lightest. Obviously, that was going to happen. Then you have your real middleman, which is just B. B was probably first. Why did I do 2B first? It's been a while. I haven't touched these. Anyways, pretend this wasn't this. This is B. B, then 2B. I'm tired. Do this pretty hard. And then we'll do this pretty soft. Yeah, that makes more sense. It's a little lighter than this over here. It all looks the same on the screen, though. That's great. In the real life, this is lighter. Only by a little bit, though. So, whatever. 2B, HB, 4B. 4B is next. We're getting darker. We're getting softer. We're not happy about them. Really, really hard. And then really, really soft. Look how dark that is. Because the graphite is much softer, even with a little bit of pressure, it's still coming off a bunch. That is just how it works. And then, of course, 6B is the darkest. If you go and get a Prismacolor, I'm pretty sure Ebony is the darkest. It's like really, really dark, or it's just really, really gray. It's very soft. For 6B, I'm pressing down with all of my might right now. Look at that. And then in its lightest form, pretty fucking dark. Pretty fucking dark. This is 6B. This is the softest you can get. Normally. Those are your fun pencils. So back with this, we have this fun little grayscale here. That's what we're working with. So to start out, you need to figure out where your light source is coming from. For this one, I'm going to choose right here. This is my little sun. That's my light source, which means this is going to be my shadow, my dark side of the moon here. Okay, great. I'm nervous. We're actually getting into the fun stuff. So you're going to pick a direction that the sphere is moving. It's going to be this way. You're going to start by taking your pencil and very lightly going at a curved angle, side to side, all the way up the circle. Does that make sense? We don't want it to be this stringy. I want it to very easily, very nicely, very lightly color in this entire circle. And as you get up to like maybe like here on the circle, you're going to kind of like turn it around, if that makes sense, which you'll see when I do it. Very light. It's going to be stringy in a way that I don't like because of the kind of pencil that I'm using. And that's just because I never practiced well with these pencils. I just kind of got the cool ones forever ago, and I finally used them properly because my mom got them for me. So apologies there. I'm not that technique well versed in this. Also, I'm just not a teacher, so there's also that. Regardless, you're just going to shade the fucking ball. But you're going to do it in a direction because the direction helps you make the ball look like a ball when you shade it, if that makes sense. I'm not that great at explaining things. Right now, I'm just going in a really long, really big circle. And kind of get really light right there. There you go. That's it, guys. That's all you need. No, I'm kidding. Now the second thing you're gonna do is you're gonna go back over it and do the same exact thing, but the other way. To really like blend in that feel of shape. And make sure your lines are curved and not straight because a ball is curvy and not straight.
What technique we use to make it curvy?
Huh?
Technique we use to make it curvy.
I hold mine personally right here at the very end because it's much easier to move the pencil and just kind of go in a crescent moon shape. That's what I've been doing. Cool. And then you end up getting this. And when you look at it on your own paper, it's gonna kind of have this weird like effect that makes it look a little more out of the picture. Kind of go in and clean up anything that you don't like. Of course, there will be more, so don't worry too hard about it all. Cool. That's my baseball. And now, balls are kind of like weirdly reflective. So what we're gonna do is we're going to kind of capture a line. Okay, this is like a contour line. I don't remember how she explained it way back when. I don't think she really explained it that well. No hate to Miss Clark. But I'm going to go in and very lightly draw out a contour line. Or almost like a contour shadow. I'm gonna soften it out later, but I want like at least a contour line is where you see an object and there is a shadow, a very harsh line of where like the shadow starts. That's what I consider a contour line. That's my contour line right there. This I kind of messed up a little bit, so I made it a little better. Right there. This right here is my contour line. And you're going to go in that same direction you were before, and you're going to go in a little heavier. Now here's the thing, like I said, balls are weirdly reflective. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna come down here and you're going to only go maybe this far with like your first like contour line right there. You see that? You see how like I only did like this side right here? I'm clipping that. Clipping what? What did I say wrong? You're just going to leave like a relatively genuine, because like either this or you have to erase it and kind of do it again. Balls are weirdly reflective. Are we serious? Oh my goodness, they are. And you're going to go in and you're going to make almost like a really cool reflection. And of course you can follow your line. Because, like, I can show you guys a picture of, like, a marble with lighting, and it'll show you the same thing. I don't know why balls do that. Huh? Oh, surface area? Yeah. And the way that light hits it is just odd. So this is what we're working with. Very funny looking ball. Okay. So now what we're going to do is we're going to go in and kind of very lightly go through and make it look not so harsh where the lines are hitting. Does that make sense? Kind of soften those edges because light shouldn't be so hard. This ball should not be hard. Nin, buddy. Spare mercy. Mercy, please. And you're gonna do the same for the top because, again, very hard. Stop it! Maybe I shouldn't have started with balls. The Council of Nin decides. And you're just gonna... I like to turn my page around because it helps me, personally. And you're just gonna kind of pull it around and just soften those edges up. Just so that it looks more blended. Right now, we are not using any blending tools but our own hands, right? And this is kind of what we're left with. I kind of messed up just a little bit. I went a little too far in here, but that is a-okay. Gonna continue it down a little bit just to make it a little more even. Shading is just about looking. I can't explain it too well, but I don't know. It just feels away. The mercy shall be delivered for now. Thank you. Why am I yellow? Now, why am I yellow? Oh, I need to afford a 4K webcam. There we go. Okay, so now we're stuck with this, but here's the thing, this feels like very one color, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna go in a little bit harder, but only in very specific areas. Those areas being like the very, very big edges of the ball itself. Do I want to keep what? Yes, there's another nib in there. Okay, we're gonna bring out that contour slightly through the middle because it's a little softer. Again, we make sure you soften it a little bit, but we want to make sure that there's a big drastic like dynamic change here. You can also smoothen out your lines now a little bit, go in kind of hard and make sure that the ball itself is relatively smooth because there's going to be like a lot of fallout. See, we're getting somewhere, aren't we? Aren't we getting somewhere? Isn't that so cool? How a minute ago we had just a picture of a circle, and now we're working with this nice big ball. In a way that you can't understand.
I think I can.
No. Oh.
Every day you get more something.
Nova Equity the First. What is the meaning of this? Listen to me right now, bro. I'm kind of going through and just kind of cleaning up my circle a little bit. I'm gonna just start calling it a circle now, even though it's technically not a circle and it's a ball. It's like a sphere. Okay. So now we have this lovely shape. Who doesn't love a good ball? Okay. Okay. There we go. That's what we have. That's what we have. We're still technically not done. Still technically not done. We're gonna bring up the shading just a smidgen, kind of really emphasize this spherical shape. You're giving me clip material. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I didn't think about that. I didn't think how bad this could get. All of my clips now are just gonna be me talking about balls. Are we serious? Okay. In the end, this is what we're looking at. Isn't that wonderful? I hope that made sense. I pray. But that's not all. Now we're working with the shadow. Oh, also, if you want to, you can take your eraser. This is my eraser. And kind of go in and make a highlight there. Right? A nice little highlight there. To really emphasize where that like light source is coming from. And maybe like a very, very light highlight there. Because balls are weird. Okay. And I'm also going to go in really lightly around where I made the highlight to kind of blend it in just a little bit. Looky there. You made a ball. And now you can make 20 balls. Keyword spheres. Oh, spheres! Yeah. Spheres. Yeah, spheres. Yeah, there you go. There's a good sphere right there. That's a good sphere. So now the shadow. So it's a ball. So the way that shadows for balls work, they kind of like have like they're weirdly dimented. I can't explain it. So you have to kind of start a little bit out front. Like if you've ever seen like a decent sphere, they've all got like a little bit of shadow in the front of them, right there. So we're starting with that, this like lovely little shadow point, because this ball comes out all the way here. So there's still like a little bit of absence of light here, if that makes sense. Spherical bloom. I got him. And what we'll do is we'll bring it back out, because it's going to be like, there is going to be a very hard shadow from where like we outline the sphere itself. You just go in and you fill that out really, really hard, so that it emphasizes that there's something right there. But of course, that's just not where that shadow stops, because shadows are funky and I hate them. I'm also going to do this. Now, technically, it would come out a little bit more, because again, just like over here, because this ball comes out to here, it would also do that on this side. So if you want to make it like technical, you can do that, which is exactly what I'm doing. It's going to come out on this side just a smidgen. Right? And that's your hard shadow right there. But if so, kind of like, yeah, almost like a really funny looking teardrop on the side like that. And what you're gonna do is you're gonna pick out, I'm pretty sure there was like a science behind this. The light kind of comes out to here, no, here, and here, right? That's the light. So that middleman right here is going to kind of tell you where your shadow's gonna stop. So like right here-ish. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna like line out a shadow, make sure that it's in line with everything else. I'm also gonna kind of curve it at the end, so it like ends up looking like that, right? That's my shadow. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna blend it. Now we want the hard shadow to end up staying very spherical, but we are still going to add enough to where it doesn't look just sitting there with a bunch of extra like excess like no light source. Does that make sense? Excess shadow. So we're gonna go pretty hard here, and then we're going as soon as it gets really far, it's gonna be really light, because that's just how shadows work. We're gonna come back and like blend it all in. And wow, you've made a circle. Astro is probably studying until I said their name. And now they're gonna look. Astro. If you want to, you can also just make it like circular if you wanted to. Technically, it probably would have gone like another way, but no. Wow, you've made a circle. You've made a sphere. But peak stream idea, make her write on stream. No. No. But yeah. Circle! Congratulations, you learned your first thing. Isn't that funny and wonderful? Of course, you can always reference it back and like look at it again. The next thing we'll do, I'll show you like another shading one, which isn't as spherical, so I don't have to say balls. Seeing balls? No. Or did you say saying balls? Oh. Okay, I'll take a piece of clean paper. We'll keep that though. Sorry, my fiance is looking at my ball picture right now. My sphere picture right now, and he's like, he's such a loser. I love him. Okay. And if anything, if you guys ever wanted to practice that, you can try doing that with a different light source. That's what we did back in school. He likes balls. What can he say? Yeah. What can he say? All right, we're going to do a cylinder now. So these lines don't have to be perfect, but I have issues. So I'm going to take this lid from my oil pastels, and I'm going to just draw two relatively straight lines. Never mind, this was a terrible idea. You know what? I have a base. Okay, two. Oh, this is disgusting. My line work. Hold on. Cool. Do that. Do that. Get rid of this. And then take that. Cool. I have two lines. That's all you guys gotta care about. And there's like fucking stuff everywhere. Okay. Now a cylinder is rounded at the top, obviously. So what we're gonna do is we're going to create a little dome shape right there. Obviously, because that's what cylinders do. And what you're gonna do is on the top one, you're going to create a second cylinder or circle-y shape. To where you have a very narrow, like, oval. And of course, the bottom one has to match this one. Right? But you're not going to do, like, this again. You're just going to connect the two. Right? There you go. You have a cylinder made by a #perfectionist who has issues with her ability to look at her art. There you go. Right? There is your cylinder. That's what we all need to start with. Same thing for like a triangle or like a cone. You're gonna start out with like two lines, and then you're gonna like do this. For a box, it's a little different. You gotta have now for a box, you're gonna need like a ruler, probably. If not, you can like freehand it. That's what I did just now. So, congratulations, you did it. But for the cylinder, what we're going to do is we're going to have, again, the light source be right here and the shadow source here, right? And of course, the light source comes up to here and to here. And that also means that the shadow would probably end around here because there is no like lip here. There's not going to be anything in the front. So it just kind of ends when it ends. The light is a funny little spectrum. So we're going to make it end right there. If you guys need a visual, obviously like just putting these two things here helps a lot for like light source. Just like thinking about where it's going to be at and what's going to hit is very important. So what you're going to do This one's kind of cool. I quite like this. Is you're going to go up and down the entire thing. Now you can go the whole way. I'm going to do it like this just because at an angle this feels better. You're gonna go the whole way with a pretty light hand, up and down, straight line. And I know I'm doing it kind of messily. I can erase stuff later. Right? Beautiful. Did it all the way up and down. Now the goal is to not have to do it messily. I never cared an eraser exists, so I've never been too pressed. Okay? And again, just like last time, there's going to be 2 directions of visual. So we're going to turn it on its side, and you're going to follow the curve in which you made to make the cylinder itself. We don't want it to be like this. We want it to be like this. Again, holding the pencil by its tail, and doing this helps a lot more than doing this, because then you're putting too much pressure on it, and we don't want that. We don't want a lot of pressure, because when you do a lot of pressure, you have to start over. That's all. Again, I'm going to hit it at an angle, because I think that is just the best way to do it. And whatever color you end up with at the end, whatever scale on the gray scale, is just going to be your lightest color. That's just how it works. I'm going to fill in my little mistake there. Oopsies. What are you eating, Nin? Everything? Nin's just eating. He just sent a bunch of things eating, like sucking up everything. Okay, I kind of pull on the paper a little bit to help me get from point A to point B. There we go. And now you see, again, we have like this really cool thing that makes it look a little more this shape, if that makes sense. So now what we're going to do is we're going to go back through, and we are going to write out, if I can make this stay, that would be so awesome. Give me just a second. Okay, you're going to go through, and you're going to go from the end. You're going to go pretty hard, because this is like, again, absence of light. I'm going to erase my mistake. And when you go through, you're just going to get lighter and lighter as you go. Again, you can mess it up. We haven't done anything outside yet. And you're just going to get lighter and lighter as you go. I tend to go over it a couple times until I like what I see. See? And then you go in, and I'm just going to erase everything that I messed up, because that's what erasers are for. Art doesn't have to be hard, guys. Art doesn't have to be all perfectionism. Okay, cool. And now we have this. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back over it with a light hand, doing that croissant shape again, or crescent shape. I did not mean to say croissant. Again, very lightly, because we don't want to add any extra value to our work here. Oh, shit. Well, obviously I'm not going to show them. Sorry, y'all. We just found my social security card. Let me, there we go. Thank you. Oh, that means my glasses have got to be in here somewhere. I do wear glasses, by the way. I just forget them a lot. Now I don't know where they are. So again, we're just going to continue with that very light crescent shape to kind of, again, give that feeling of 3D image. Okay. And when you're finished, you should have something like that. Okay? We're not done though. Here's the fun thing about cylinders. This light source is pointed this way. Where do you think the light is going to hit on the inside? Do you think it's going to hit on the right or the left? Raise your hand. Raise your hand. Bernard?
Left.
He is correct. It is the left. Congratulations. Because what happens is there is now a wall on the inside blocking all of this light coming through. But as we go through, the light goes up, right? The light continues. Light just goes. So it's going to be much lighter on this side because there's not much of a wall blocking it all the way, if that makes sense. So what we're going to do, if I can reference my stuff properly, is it's kind of the same thing. We're going to start really dark over here and up and down lines, right? Like really dark over here because there's a huge absence of light because there's a wall. And we're going to start coming over in a much lighter vicinity, I guess. Until we just have pure light. And of course, again, mistakes are coverable with an eraser. Just go through and do that. And of course, we have to give it that sense of angle again. So very lightly, we're gonna go through and make a crescent shape again. But more so with the angle of the top one rather than the bottom. Because that's just how cylinders work. Now I'm going to go through and kind of outline very lightly again where that line is. You shouldn't need to do that, but I'm going to do it anyway. Just because I want to. You can go in and fix all your line work, and wowie kazowie, you have a cylinder. Congratulations, you've learned how to shade a cylinder. And now what we're going to do, I'm going to erase these because they're in the way of my shadow. I didn't realize how low I put them when I was doing that. And again, we have to make a contour shadow, or like the hard shadow. I don't know why I keep saying contour, like that's what it's called. Huh? No. I mean, not a contour line, no. I'm talking about like just the shadow point. So we're going to say like it ends right around here. And cylinders are square until they're not. Okay, make that really, really hard and just like the color that in really hard. Okay, and then we're going to just angle it out and make it really, really light eventually. I'm gonna go a little farther than the dot just because it feels right. And then you're going to blend it out with everything you've learned so far. And there you go. Have fun, Mrs. Nova. Thank you. Bye. And this is your cylinder. Congrats, you've learned how to make a cylinder. Well, shade a cylinder. While also learning how to make one. Congratulations. Wowie kazowie. Yeah, that's 2 things off the list. Wow. Congrats. And with that knowledge, you can do just about anything. Basically, all you need in life is a point of direction, 2 points of direction, because you're going to start one way, and then you have to like make it round another way, if that makes sense. If it's a round thing, it needs to be rounded. If it's a straight thing, it needs to be straightened, etc., etc. If there's a light source, you need to figure out where the light source is coming from and angle everything like how it like would be hit with light. My light source is my window right now. There's a window right in front of me. And it is hitting my forehead, my face, my clavicle, not my chest. My chest is lower. Whatever this is. Yeah. And a little bit of my hair, but there's also like a bunch of shadow behind me if you look really closely, because it's just where the absence of light is. That's just how lighting works. It's weird. It's also in my faces because my face isn't flat. My face is 3D. So, are you having a fun time? You having a ball? Huh? Yeah, you having a fun time down there? Wonderful. Great. He's just roaming around. You're gonna see him here and there. But yeah, there's that. What else is there? Shape. See, that's the thing. I mean, I could teach you guys the difference between organic and non-organic. Huh? One more time. Okay. I'm not good at this, y'all. I was never a teacher. Okay. Cylinder. I'm keeping these for later. That's why I'm using a bunch of paper. Okay. Shape. How do shapes interact with each other? Let's take a circle again. Let's draw a little circle, right? And pretend that the circle is in there. Hold on, here. The circle is now in a kitchen because I said so. But if you look really closely, all of my shapes are non-organic. Isn't that cool? These are all non-organic shapes. These are all man-made shapes. Lines, straight lines, squares, circles, rectangles, which is just the big sister of a square, etc. Right now, in the foreground is the circle and this floor, because they're like the biggest thing that you see, and they kind of like are at the front of the picture. In the background is the cabinets and the windows, which are very hard to see now that I'm looking at it. That is the picture, right? Shapes interact with each other by taking up each other's space. What you see first is this really deeply outlined circle and this really big checkered floor. It's supposed to present itself as like at least like that, so you know, like cinder blocks on a your old preschool, and they'd look like this. Yeah, it's kind of what I was going for. They kind of hit your face first. That's your foreground. Right now my foreground is my microphone and me, and my background is everything behind me. That's just how shapes work. And for organic shape, we're gonna draw like a little tree. I'm gonna draw a little tree on some grass, and then behind it, some clouds. Cool. The tree with a background of clouds. The tree and the grass can be seen as your foreground. The clouds and the sky will be seen as your background. These are all organic shapes. These are things that man cannot create. I mean, technically, by sense, they can be created by man because you put the seed in the ground and then carries the tree. But I'm talking about like shape-wise, we can't control what a tree looks like. That's just how it works. So, oh, this is a lot harder than I thought it'd be. I'm not good at teaching. That is for sure. I'm looking through mine. Give me just a minute. But those are some like really like simple like basics to draw, I guess. In a good way, I hope. I can show you guys how to shade with color really fast. Well, not fast. I don't know why I keep saying fast, like this is gonna end in like 2 minutes. So color works in weird ways, and the way that color is perceived by different eyes is also really cool, because in different lighting and different eyes in general, everybody's eyes kind of work a little funny. In different eyes, you can see red, right? I see a really bright pure red here where I'm standing, but on camera this looks really dark. Isn't that cool to think about? Because that's lighting. Lighting changes everything. Color theory is everything that you need in life. So I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take out a bunch of different colors. I'm gonna take out a bunch of different like shades of red and things that could go with red. That is not you are a Prismacolor. Why are you in my Crayola? Give me just a second, y'all. What else is there? Yeah. What color are you? Rough Tosca. Sure, that's a Prismacolor, by the way. I don't know why it got in my Crayola. Anyways, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna show you with a red circle. Right, there's your circle. It's very, very light, but that's on purpose. I'm going to start coloring in the circle, right? Move these real quick and then maybe really take my time with the circle. Again, I'm doing the same exact techniques that I did before when I started drawing the circle in gray. The only difference right now is that it's red. And I'm just gonna, but I'm also gonna do it kind of quicker because I don't want to sit here for another fucking 30 minutes shading a circle. Especially because I have more than just one circle to draw. You know what I mean? And then I'm gonna go through and I'm going to do it the other way. Because circles are completely spherical. And then I'm going to do another one because I have 2 examples to show you. I have 3 examples technically. I did this last night on a call with a couple of people, and so I'm just going to show you guys the same thing and the difference it makes when you do it this way. Okay, that's 2 circles, and then 1 more. Okay. Beautiful. I have 3 circles now, all in red. Okay. I'm going to show you what it looks like when I shade it with a slightly darker shade of its own color. I'm going to show you what it looks like to shade it with a different shade, but like on a different, like it's the same color technically, but like with difference. And then I'm going to show you what it looks like to shade it with black, which I needed to pull out. So that's blue. That's blue. Why don't I have a regular schmegular black color pencil? Had to pull out the other kind. Do I just... Where is a black pencil? Why don't I own one? Oh. This just appeared somewhere, from somewhere. That's kind of scary. Okay. So, here we go. So for the first one, I'm going to do everything that I did for the original circle, but I'm going to do it all in red. Okay. Again, it's just the same process. You can always do this with me, or you can just watch. There is not much of a difference. Except this time I just didn't outline where my contour line was gonna go. I just wanted to just shade it, because to me I don't need it, but I wanted to show you guys that you can do that and still have it look really nice later. Cool. And then we will kind of blend it all together. My light source is always here, by the way. That's where my light source is coming from. It's all going to be from the right side over to the left. Okay. And then we'll go in a little bit darker. To make sure that everything looks good. You always want to build up with colored pencils, because if not, you're sitting with this, right? And with this kind of issue, it's very, very waxy. These are like very waxy. You can't layer anything on top of it without it looking really gross and weird. I mean, black obviously is going to go on top, but it just, yeah. You always want to build up. Of course, you can varnish later, and I can always show you guys what that means. But for now, we're just going to do this. I'm going to clean up my lines a little bit, make sure everything looks good. And yeah. Wow, look at that. We have another circle. Congrats. I'm going to do the one with the orange. I'm probably going to make this... What I'm going to do, because I don't have like a deep red with like an orange tint, I'm going to go in very lightly where I want my everything to go with the red again. Right? Because what we're looking for is like a nice reddy orange. Actually, I do have a red orange. Let me shut up. Okay. We're going to put in the work. Okay. We're gonna go a little darker again, because sometimes it just looks better when we do. But of course, if you do that, you're gonna have to blend it and make sure that nothing's a little too harsh. Okay. What I'm also going to do is I'm going to go in with a little more orange, just to give that for sure hue shift kind of thing. You know, very red. So you want to make sure that there's enough orange in there to really tell that we wanted that look. Okay, there's that. Hoping you guys are seeing a difference, because I know I do. I'm gonna go in with the red a little bit more here, just to make sure. Okay, now we're gonna do black. My least favorite.
Excuse me.
My least favorite for a shading technique, not as in I'm racist. Don't clip that out of context. I hate this, bro. Definitely a ball. Yeah. Okay. So, I want you guys to tell me, or at least look at them. Which one's better? The red one, the all red. No, that's red orange that I just used to write that. Whoops. Regardless, all red, red orange, or with black, right? Personally, I think the one with the hue shift looks the best because I think the color dynamic and the way that the colors work together to balance each other out and make like a very nice harmony in a way. What? Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
It just adds a lot more to the drawing itself when you do things like that. And the red isn't bad, but you can always do better. You know? The red isn't bad at all. It's just like a value of color. What you're doing now is a value of spectrum. And then of course the black one is the worst. Because it adds no depth. It just looks like it was supposed to be a black ball. But in the end, it just looks like a black ball with like a weird red pink outline. It looks like charred meat and it's gross and I don't like it. It looks like medium well steak. Yeah. Yeah. Not my favorite. Not my favorite at all. Not my favorite at all. So like an evolution of color was definitely like needed. And then of course, if you can like go in and kind of erase a point in your balls. There you go. There's 3 beautiful balls except for this one. So there's only 2 beautiful balls. But yes. So color's fun. Coloring is fun. Huh?
She loves her beautiful balls.
I do love my beautiful balls. Sorry guys, I was looking at something. Yeah. And then I think for like one more thing that I'll do is I will show you a very quick anatomy thing that I learned forever ago. It is the bean method. Now I use this to do a lot of my chibi drawings now because it just makes more sense to do it that way. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to draw a chibi drawing. To draw a head, by the way, start off with a circle, your line, and a line up here. Now this line isn't going to be where your eyes are. That's going to be where your eyebrows are because you guys aren't giving your friends a forehead. So this is where your nose is going to be, and etc. Your nose is going to be like where the 2 lines intersect here with a circle and the rest of it. And everything's kind of like 3-point view from there. If you look over here, what I'll do is I'll draw like a second one. Right? Up here, that's where your eyebrows are going to be. That's where your nose is going to be. And then maybe like another one that looks just like that. Right there is going to be your chin, right? And when you do it, right where your mouth is going to be, which is about halfway from your nose to your chin, right? Nose, chin, right in the middle. What is it? My mouth. Love that. And again, nose, top of the head, kind of not really in the middle. Well, in the middle is your eyebrows. Right underneath that is going to be your eyes. So your eyes are about to be like right there, right? What you're going to do is you're going to go from the top to the bottom. And right where your mouth starts coming in, that's where you're going to start bending towards the chin. Congratulations, you made a proportionate head. Now, do I like it because it looks really long? No. But we have to do it that way, technically, because it's proportionate. And then your eyebrows, I mean, your ears are going to go kind of right in between where your eyes and your nose kind of. Where your eyes up there start and your nose kind of ends. And in the end, you get eye. Nope, that is not what I meant. Hold up. Excuse me. Give me just a second. I kind of messed up there. Your eyes start like up here. So long ear makes sense. And then your eyes go like here, eyebrow, nose, mouth. And that's kind of what you're stuck with. Of course, you can like fix that up however you want to. She kind of, yeah. That's like a very basic idea. I might have made like the a little too long. I would have just shortened it a little bit, but beyond that, it's okay. So for over here, what we're gonna do is I'm gonna bring it down. This is for like a little chibi drawing though, so this is a little different proportionately, obviously, because it's just not proportionate at all. It's just supposed to be something else, right? Give her an ear on the other side because they normally have those. Kind of make the circle a little bit bigger, and wowie kazowie, we have a head. That looks terrifying. Can I make it worse? I can. Okay, yeah. Can I make it even worse? I can. Wow. Wow. She looks like Circus Baby. Congrats. There's gonna be something haunting you while we do this, right? And then for the bean method, it just kind of looks like a crumpled little bean bag. So what you're doing here, the longer it is, the longer your body is. This is basically your torso. So right here, your belly button kind of goes right there. This is where your hips are, and this is where your chest is gonna be, right? That's like that lovely little chest area, right? That is the bean body method. That is all you have to do. Wow. Anatomy at its finest. It's not really. I learned it to do big people. I ended up using it for small people, but it helped tremendously. So, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to how to draw hands. What you're going to do, I draw that little box. Right? Everybody draws the stupid little box. Who doesn't draw the stupid little box? I don't know. I draw the stupid little box. Right? For reference, this is your hand, right? There is like a angled box inside of it, and then your fingers just kind of get connected to it. I can show you right here. Right? Is this not what I just showed you on my hand? Look. There's your first line here. That's where your wrist is. This kind of goes up and gets cut off with your thumb. And then it continues up. There's a slight angle here where your first part is, and then it continues down. Wowie, that's your palm. And then you draw one finger. Fingers are kind of funny looking. When I learned how to draw hands, I drew them with my own fingers. Oh, there's an ad. So sorry. Give me a second, YouTube people. I'm letting the Twitch people get their ads done. But no, when I was a kid, when I learned how to draw hands, I referenced my own. Is that a problem? No. If you want all your hands to look like realistic hands, you can do that. If you want all your hands to look like not realistic hands, you can still do that. You just don't draw the funny little lines and crescents and all of that fun stuff. I didn't realize there was an ad this entire time. I so apologize. Regardless, that's your thumb. It's a funny fucking thing. Fingers are ugly. They're blobby. They don't have to be perfect. But wowie kazowie, there you go. And then it goes up. And what you see me doing is I'm referencing my hand while I do this. Right? Again, fingers are kind of gross looking. Wowie though, you have a finger. And then it just kind of continues. Wowie. Now this one's kind of long because I kind of messed up the placement of the fingers. I kind of made the palm a little too long, but hey, it happens. So what do? You erase it and start over. But you don't erase it all because why would you? Oh, ew. Why am I spacing out the... Okay. Now I look stupid drawing a hand right now. Sometimes we make mistakes, and that's okay. Everybody makes them. There's no reason why we have to be embarrassed. I say as I get very embarrassed. Okay, regardless, that's basically a hand, right? That's pretty much it. You can draw like your little palm and stuff, right? That's a hand. Hands look funny anyway. They're like a weird pad with things coming out of them. Okay, hands are gonna look funny. There. I attached it to a wrist. Congratulations, there's a hand. So again, I'm going to start with this little box drawing. And of course, thumbs, when pointed out, they're pointed towards you. When pointed away, they're pointed away from you. So this person pointed towards, so the thumb is going to be on the outside. Always remember that, because I'd be seeing people with hands pointed out like this, but the thumb's on this side. I'm like, that looks funny, because it is funny. Your hands don't do that. At no point in your life. And of course, always next to the, what is it called? The thumb will be a pointer finger. Next will be the middle finger. Okay, looky there. There's a hand. That's a much better demonstration than what I just did. I'm gonna be real with you. That is a much better hand than what I just did over here. So don't worry about that. Look at that one. That one's cute. Maybe I should... Let me take her in a little bit. Let me take her in a little bit. I know there's a way to rotate this bitch. Oh, there we go. There we go. Now we're in a little more. Okay. And then your neck will go like right here on the person, right? Your shoulders kind of, the neck's here, the shoulders kind of have like a little bit of space before their shoulders. Oh, so try to include that. It doesn't have to be huge depending on the person's like size. But there is always that. Again, referencing yourself is the best way to learn anatomy because there's always a mirror in your house. You have a bathroom, I'm sure. Just go in the bathroom and kind of just take a look at yourself. I'm like, wow, here's my forearm. It's about 2 hand sizes, and my shoulder is about 1.5 hands, right? So all I have to think about is how big is this little hand and go over that, you know? That's all. I referenced myself. That's how I learned. Everybody's like, how did you learn anatomy? I mean, yeah, I learned the bean method. That definitely helped like a bunch. And as you can see, this hand is probably way too high. Because roughly, that is an arm length. You see this? That doesn't connect. If you continue on, your arm's going to look disgustingly long. And that gets confusing. So what do? You just angle it out. And again, if you need that like lesson, looky there. Look. It's simple when you start to think of it as, what do I look like? What are my proportions? Because everybody's proportions are different. I remember reading a book about this dude who had long ass arms that were like 4 feet long, and I'm like, that's scary. Yeah, that's short. Like, hello. I just dropped y'all. I just hit y'all. That was so funny. Where are you guys right now?
You talking about like when it goes like this?
There we go.
Like it goes like this.
Yeah. No. Like one arm was 4 feet long.
Yeah.
That is not 4 feet. One arm, 4 feet? That's like 2 feet. Add an extra arm on one arm. That's how long his arm is.
Okay.
Yeah. I just dropped. I'm so sorry, y'all.
Like 8 foot.
Yeah, that's weird. You know, there was like a story way back when about this dude being 10 feet tall. I'm pretty sure that was a myth, but oh no, okay, great. Oh, 8'6". Yeah, that's not necessarily normal. But what really is normal in a world of people all being unique? Even twins are technically unique, because even though they are the same person, there's two of them. Think about it. Nobody is one person, okay? Nobody is another person. Everybody is somebody else. That's like what we have to like embrace. So if your anatomy is a little off, it's okay. They're probably built like somebody. But yeah.
Somebody out there look like that.
But yeah. What I'm gonna do? Even I'm still learning, and I've been doing art for how long? I said fucking 16 years. Shit's hard. It's hard to learn, especially when you've been doing something your entire life, you know, one way. And then you're all of a sudden just doing it another way. I'm gonna do like a... I have been trying to get this one hand technique down this entire time. And today is gonna be the day that I can succeed. Also, drawing people with only 4 fingers is okay if that's your art style. But if you're trying to be realistic, remember we have 5. Some people have 1, some people have 2, some people have 3, some people have 4, and some people have 5. Some people have 6. Congrats to those people. But if you're trying to be original, or not original, if you're not trying to be not unique at all, 5 fingers. Just like that one song of Victoria. Victorious. 5 fingers to the face. You know what I mean? That's all you gotta think about. Remember that. Because Timmy Turner only had 4. He looked like this. He looked like this. Or what did he look like? He looked funny. That's all. He looked silly. Buck-ass teeth. Okay. Legs are kind of the same as arms. You gotta think about it. Now, am I really good at drawing legs? No. I hate drawing legs. And I also hate drawing feet. So you're gonna see what I do here in a second. I'm gonna do this one technique I learned, and it's just like... Also, chicken scratch and pillow shading is not bad to start out with. Keep that so in mind. Everybody starts somewhere. We all learned how to walk. Okay? But we all started out crawling, didn't we? Huh? So, my fiance's trying to get technical with me, okay? Not everybody can walk, and I understand. For that, we all learn how to breathe. We all start out choking. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. Maybe that was just a me thing as a kid. I'm kidding, by the way. What is a good example for that then? Damn. Everybody learned how to grow hair. We all started out bald. Talking about some alopecia. I'm sorry to the people that have alopecia.
Sorry. You think it'll be fantastic.
Exactly. It's just the point of everybody starts somewhere. Okay? We all learn how to make a sandwich. I swear to God. If you say people don't have arms. Damn it, they don't!
People don't obviously make sandwiches.
Oh, great. They learn anyway. Everybody adapts, okay? That's like the whole point. Just gotta remember where. Oh, no. Everybody adapts, okay? That's like the whole point. Everybody starts off at a point in their life, and you just have to continue on that way. This is what we're working with. Look at that, guys. I made a whole body. Congratulations. Now, your thighs are gonna be slightly shorter, I think, than your calves or something. I don't know. Just like a little bit, by a little bit. If you want to like really emphasize on a knee, it's gonna be like right about there. Your knee will be right there, roughly. It's good to emphasize on parts that you want to make sure that they're there, you know? But yeah, that's a person. I mean, like I said, if you just reference your own body a lot, it doesn't have to be you. or like everything about you. But if you look in a mirror, you can go, oh, this is where my neck starts. This is where my face looks. This is where my hand is, and this is like how wide my hand is to my wrist. This is where this stops, and this is where this starts. And you can kind of mentally measure in a way that just helps. So there's that. Now, I'm going to very lightly erase these guidelines away. Very lightly, because we want to keep them a little bit if we need them later. I don't need them for the body though, so I'm going to get rid of them. Cool. Wowie kazowie. And the only reason why I said the things that I say is because I see a lot of people like on TikTok, on Instagram going, pillow shading is the baddest thing that you could ever do. Oh my gosh, chicken scratch, you should burn yourself, kill yourself. No. 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 Now, is it a form of art style? Technically, it could be if you make it that way. However, it's a form of learning. Not everybody can just line. Right? Lines have to have direction. I even have a hard time drawing lines. So what am I gonna do? I'm gonna draw a fucking circle like that. Screw me. Screw you. He perked up and everything. That's crazy. But there is a circle. You just have to learn. And sometimes having guidelines and things that take you that way help. I mean, screw it. It's okay. It's not the end of the world just because you don't like somebody else's art. All art is art, sadly. I can't even lie. There's this one piece that I hate. It's like, it was sold for multi-million dollars and it was like a dot on a page. Pissed me off. Like, what's special about that? But somebody saw something in that and thought it was $1 million worth, and somebody bought that bitch. All art has a price, but it's because everybody has a different vision for art. I made this beautiful piece back in high school when I was going through the worst times of my life, and it was about harmful thoughts. That's it. That's all it was. It was a wonderful piece. I put it in an art show, and I went to the college that it was going to. It helped me get to where I went. You know, I would have never have met that man over there if I didn't do it. And my aunt, who came over to see said piece, who took me to the art show and everything, she goes, to me, it looks like a person who has so many ideas, but in the end, they all get like crumpled down, and eventually, like, their worth feels lower, right? And that's just how people perceive things. There's a whole book on it. It's a kid's book. It's like the polar bear in a snowstorm. That piece that I was telling you about that I don't like, it's on a white piece of paper and it's just a dot. And that there is art. It's a polar bear in a snowstorm. You can't see anything but its nose. It's whatever you want it to be. Art is something you make of it, not something somebody can take from you. It is always meant to be something that allows you to express yourself in ways that you might not have been able to do so before, because your entire imagination can go on a piece of paper. You just have to let it. And to do that, you have to learn and start from a point. And to harm and criticize people because you just don't like how it looks is harming a community that is so much bigger than you. And that really sucks. And that's really shitty. And you're a mean person. So anyways. The eye is going to start kind of all the way up here near the ear. At like the top of the ear here. Like, you see how it kind of aligns, right? Now, personally, I do the thing where the eyelashes go off of the head because I just think it's cute. I'm just gonna end kind of right there. Now, over time, I've learned how to draw two eyes, but I once was the hair over the eye kind of person. That's just who I am. But eventually, you do learn And they don't have to be perfect. And sometimes I've resorted to making too many winky faces because I've always realized one eye was way lower than the other. And eventually I'd be like, fuck. And I would just make a little winky face. But yeah, there's. There you go. There's like two wonderful eyes right there, right? And of course, they need a place to go. I'm gonna say they're looking at her hand right here, so we're gonna put that there, and we're gonna kind of. See? Look at that. And then what we're gonna do, I'm gonna give her some eyelids. Give her some eyebrows. Again, trying to get as close to that line as I want. Now, of course, eyebrows are very close to the eyes in real life. Some people have them really high up. Again, anatomy. It's just however you want the face to look at that point. I'm gonna give her some really bushy eyebrows because I think they're cute. I hate drawing noses, so sometimes I just do like a little shape there. And that's all you need. And then for mouth, going to something like that. Isn't that cute? And that's so cute. What kind of hair should she have? Should she have curly or straight hair? Curly? Okay. Gonna start here and give her a lonesome curl. Okay, here's the thing about hair. It's hair. Hair is everywhere. Hair is one of the worst things somebody could make me draw. I hate drawing hair, but I do it, and I eventually enjoy it. But you just need to find like a direction of where the hair will go and just move on from there. I'm giving her like a really funny looking side part here because I think it's cute. I'm gonna give her a little bit of hair here. Okay. Do this. And wowie kazowie, she has hair. She's no longer a bald person. Wow, look at that. She has hair. Let's see. I'm going to give her an earring because I think it's cute. Let's see, what should we put her in? I'm gonna put her in a little bit of a basic outfit just because I want to. Tight clothes need to be to the body. Sometimes they're a little wrinkly, so I'm gonna give it a little bit of a wrinkle there because they're so like tight strung to a person. Loose clothes need to be not so close to a person's body in certain areas. Not all the clothes is loose, probably. But yeah, that's my big advice there, I guess. I hate drawing clothes as well. I just think they're boring. Giving her belt loops. A little. She's wearing some high-waisted jeans right now. And yeah. So is we will erase some of these lines. Beautiful. And then on her feet, we'll just give her some shoes. And wow, you made a whole person today. Everything is by design. Everything is just how it is. I'm gonna give her some jewelry. Maybe a little necklace. And yeah, that's pretty much it. I mean, you can shade her if you wanted to. But that's kind of all there is to a person. I mean, add what you want, but I think she looks great. I'll give her a little bow. I always go back through and I'm like, what about that? What about that? There you go. Now she looks great. I'm gonna name her Carly. Isn't that great? But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed. Let me know if you guys think I should do more of these. I hope you guys had a fun time. I hope you learned something. But yeah, that's all for me. So, bye.